I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
Hey, this is Matt Young from King Parrot. I'm the vocalist. I think, I think the record's like, it is what it is, you know. I mean, it's our first record, and we sort of, they're the first songs we wrote, you know. So it's like it was nice to get them recorded and get them out and all that sort of stuff. But I think, there's been a few lineup changes in the band and all that sort of stuff. And I think probably what I'm most proud of with King Parrot is like the work ethic of the band, you know. Like we made a like pretty conscientious decision to tour Australia heavily last year, and I think like in 18 months we played like 120 shows or something like that in Australia, which is kind of ridiculous, but considering there's only 6 capital cities, so we did a lot of regional stuff and going out to places where a lot of other bands don't play, and I think now getting the opportunity to come to the States, play and do some really cool shows, do South by Southwest, and hoping that it opens some more doors for us internationally. I don't like to sort of have any limits on what it is. Like it can be funny and it can be serious. It can be whatever. I mean, I like to encompass all of those things. Like some of the songs are a bit more serious or a bit more themey or about certain things or whatever. But some of them are just like. Like one of our songs is about killing your dog with a lawnmower. So, it's like, we're Australian, so we like to have a laugh and we like to have a bit of a joke. And I think that's one of the things with King Parrot is that, I guess, it's not always serious, It's like, there's a lot of energy and there's a lot of aggression and all that sort of masculine stuff going on, but it's also can be quite funny at times as well, and that's just how it sort of worked out for us. We didn't kind of plan it like that. It just sort of, kind of happened. We're having such a good time when we play that, it is fun, I think so. I mean, I think we've had like, we've changed drummers since we recorded the first album. So I think there's definitely going to be, for our next record, and even the new songs that we've been writing, like the structures of them are totally different to what they are on the first record. So, we're a few songs into writing the new record, and it's already sounding different, and that's cool. I'm down with that because I don't want to do the same thing again, and I think the songs will probably be a little bit more mature. We've had a lot more time to play together as a band and tour and get tighter and all that sort of stuff, and the whole, when you change a drummer in the band, it's like, it's a big thing. So the dynamic has sort of changed as well, and I'm really excited about the new stuff that we're writing because I think hopefully it can sort of help put us out to a bigger audience. We got in contact with them like last year. Like I think the record came out in Europe mid last year, and then it only came out in America in December. So look, it's been good, man. I mean, like, we wouldn't have that international presence if it wasn't for Candlelight, and they've opened some doors for us that we wouldn't have been otherwise able to open ourselves, and you look at the bands that have been on Candlelight Records and the bands that are on Candlelight Records, and if you had said that we would be on Candlelight Records when we started the band, we would have said, what? You kidding me? And so, it's like, we're stoked to be on that label, it's a legendary metal label, and we're just, it's kind of bizarre. I'm not sure how many other Australian bands have been on Candlelight, but I don't think too many. So it's a bit of an honour, For us, it's like, you got to stack up all of the things, the flights, the visas, the van hire, like, and all that sort of stuff, and it all stacks up, of course. It's like astronomical, pretty much. But funnily enough, the Australian government, not that I really want to talk about the Australian government, but they do support music. You know, they do support music, and they do have you know, like government grants and stuff available for touring bands and stuff like that, which we've been lucky enough to be the recipient of. So that's helped out a little bit and all that sort of stuff. But I think, you know, as building the band's brand or whatever, it's like it's essential for us to be over here. You know, like, it's such a big country. There's so many people. There's the opportunity to play every night, whereas in Australia you can't play every night. You just can't do it, man. It's just not possible. So, you know, just having that opportunity to be able to play, like, I think we've only had like 3 or 4 days off on the whole 6-7 weeks that we've been here. So to be able to play, like, you know, big chunks of like 15 shows in a row or whatever, it's like, that's what we want to do, you know. So and I'm enjoying that. Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess, you know, you definitely feed off the energy of the audience, you know, and I guess sort of being a new band in America, you know, some of those like Monday night shows and Tuesday night shows, you're not sort of getting too much back from the audience, you know. It's like, you know, so whereas like in Australia, it's like we usually have a really solid crowd, you know. So not to say that we haven't had that here in America as well, but, you know, I think, you know, if you're sort of a relatively unknown band and you're sort of touring around in places where you haven't been before and not that many people know you, you know, it's like, you can have some smaller shows and all that sort of stuff, and that's just part and parcel of it. But we just try and apply the same principle to every show, you know, like just put on the most insane, crazy spectacle that you can possibly see, as well as pulling off the musicianship, you know. And I think it's a bit of a fine line sometimes, especially with King Parrot, because it gets a little bit involved. But yeah, you know, we just have the same approach all the time, and we just go about it the same way every show, and it seems to be working. So yeah, it's been awesome, man. We just had the best time, and you know, it was always, you know, a kind of a goal of the band to tour internationally. That's what we want to do. So getting the opportunity to finally sort of do it after sort of hitting Australia pretty hard last year, it's like, it's a nice breath of fresh air to get out of there and come and play in America. And, you know, we're lucky enough to be invited to do South by Southwest as well. And, you know, it's kind of, I don't know, it was an experience, you know. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been down there for that, but it's crazy. And, you know, we had such an awesome time down there, and we were actually being sort of quite humbled, I guess, that people know us here, you know, and people, you know, it's, you just kind of, when you're in Australia, you don't really know what's going on in the rest of the world, you know. You're kind of a long way away from everything. So, you know, it's nice to, you know, like, have people singing the words to your songs and, you know, like, quoting our video clips and all that sort of stuff. It's like, that's really cool, you know. And, you know, hopefully, like, being present here in America and having a presence here, and hopefully doing some more tours and stuff coming up later this year, you know, the word will just, you know, hopefully it'll have that, you know, snowball effect, and, you know, it'll just get better. So when we get back, we're going to Singapore, and we're playing a show over there, and then we're playing another show in Indonesia with Jakarta Hammer Sonic Festival, which is like massive festival with, like, I think last year they had like 30,000 people there, and it's like really cool for the people of Indonesia to have something like that in their country, because they've been like repressed for a long time, I think, and I think the government there now is like sort of not as restricted, and people are allowed to listen to metal and stuff there now, and you know, we did a tour there last year, and it was awesome, you know. It was just an amazing place to go and play, and people are so appreciative there, even though it's like a third world country. And then, yeah, we've got an Australian tour in May. You know, we're playing a couple of shows with Origin in Australia and doing a few of our own things. And then I think we're just going to try and knuckle down and do some writing and maybe some more international touring, like, later in the year. So, yeah, see how it goes. Nothing confirmed yet, but it's all getting pretty close. So we've got a few more. Hopefully come and see you guys again. And you know, maybe Europe, I'm not sure yet. But, yeah, we're working on that.